Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to another session of fertility yoga. This week is a little bit of a different one. Unfortunately, our normal instructor Annie is unable to join for personal reasons in the family. So instead we are joined by the lovely Naomi, who is a colleague of Annie's over at Yoga Bellies. So as usual, I'll just begin the session with our disclaimers, go through them quickly, and then I'll hand over. So please remember that when practicing yoga online, it's up to the individual to assess whether they are ready for the class that they've chosen, in this case, fertility yoga. Obviously, if you suffer from specific injuries or disease, it's best to consult with your doctor first. The practice of yoga requires you to gauge the safety of your practice within your own personal physical limitations. If you feel like your exertion, you should also feel relaxed at the same time. So remember, it's better to build up slowly rather than to force and strain. The techniques and suggestions presented in this webinar are not intended to substitute for proper medical advice, and you should always consult your doctor before beginning any new exercise program. Both Fertility Network and Naomi, in this case, assume no responsibility for injuries suffered while practicing these techniques. So with that being said, I'll hand over to Naomi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi everyone, so thank you for joining me this evening. As Emily said, I'm Naomi from Yoga Bellies Milton Keynes. Just before we get started, just make sure that you've got everything that you need for your practice. So taking a moment just to grab those things. Probably want to have a cushion or two, a blanket. If you have a yoga bolster or block or strap, that's great, but don't worry if you don't have those things, they're not essential. Just a couple of cushions and a blanket will do. As Emily was saying at the start, the most important thing about your fertility yoga class this evening is to listen to your body. So not doing anything that hurts. If you find any of the postures hurt or twinge or don't feel right, please come out of that posture and come into a more restful posture or relaxing posture. Have a sit down, have a drink, come into child's pose, and just take a couple of moments. Also listening to your body today about how you're feeling physically and how you're feeling emotionally. So both of these things are going to affect your yoga practice. You might be feeling full of energy and feeling great and able to commit with great energy to your yoga practice tonight. Or you may be feeling tired and lethargic after a busy day or a stressful week, particularly with everything we have going on at the moment. So if you are feeling like you have a little less energy, then giving yourself permission to take the class slower, to rest whenever you need to, and just giving yourself that permission just to take things more gently on your body. Even if you spend the whole of the class in child's pose, you will still get great benefits from the breathing techniques and from the relaxation, and just giving yourself that time to rest and to recuperate. So along that theme as well, if you are in the second half of your cycle, so if you are post-ovulation, also if you're menstruating at the moment, then again, giving yourself that permission to just be nice and gentle on yourself, taking the class at a slower pace and having more opportunities for rest. There'll also be a couple of different adaptations for if you are in the second half of your cycle or if you are menstruating. So please do follow those adaptions. But I'm really looking forward to doing some yoga with you all this evening. And I hope you're all feeling beautifully relaxed afterwards and ready for a lovely night's sleep. Okay, so we're going to start off in a seated position this evening. So making yourselves nice and comfortable. If you have a cushion, you might just want to pop that cushion underneath your bottom, just perching on the edge of the cushion, so that you're giving your hips, you're raising your hips up, you're giving your abdomen more space. Your spine's a little bit straighter and it's a bit easier to hold a seated position for a bit longer. While you're making yourselves nice and comfortable in this position, let me just pop some music on, because I've just realised I haven't put my music on yet. Sorry, ladies, 1 second. Okay, so I've just had a question being asked about if you're in the 2-week wait. So if you are in that 2-week wait, if you are in that second half of your cycle, and then again, just taking it a bit easier. And as I mentioned just now, I will be making some adaptations for that today. So with our pranayama today, our breathing, we're going to focus on our heart to womb energy channel. 2 really, really important energy centers in the body that are connected through this wonderful energy channel. So we're going to bring our right hand to our heart, our left hand to our womb. And we're just going to start inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And just allow your breaths to be calm and steady. Not forcing the breath at all, just feel the breath coming naturally. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, nice and gently. So pranayama breathing, such an important part of any yoga practice, particularly fertility yoga. We're bringing life into the body, we're bringing energy into the body, and we're also eliciting that relaxation response. We're allowing our body and our mind to relax the more we focus on our breath. So allowing your eyes to gently close, ensuring that your shoulders are dropped down away from your ears, that your jaw is relaxed. One hand on your heart, one hand on your womb. And as you inhale and exhale, really feel that energy, that breath running between the two. Focusing on that energy channel between your heart and your womb. Allowing the breath to nourish these 2 important energy channels in the body. And as you focus on this breath, breathing in and breathing out, feeling your mind and your body begin to relax. And with every breath that you take, and set an intention this evening with your yoga practice. An intention to nourish your heart, to nourish your womb space with your practice. Continuing to inhale and exhale. Allowing the breath to calm you, to relax you. A few more breaths here with our heart, Surya Mudra. And then we're going to release those hands, resting them somewhere comfortable, maybe in your lap or on your knees. And we're going to keep that breath nice and steady and even. Inhaling and exhaling through the mouth. We're going to turn our gaze inwards. We're going to focus on our body. We're going to notice how our body is feeling today. Really checking in with ourselves, seeing how we're feeling after maybe a busy day at work. Noticing any areas in your body of tension, tightness, maybe even physical discomfort. And just noting those points. Noting those points that you'd like to release during your yoga practice this evening. And just focusing on what you would like from this practice this evening. What would you like physically? What would you like mentally? What are you in need of at the moment? And then bringing your focus back to the room that you're in. We're going to remain cross-legged for a moment if that's comfortable for you. Or you could bring your legs straight out in front, or maybe even come up onto your knees for a moment. We're just going to start warming up the neck. So just allowing it to gently rock side to side. Beginning to release tension in the neck area. And if it feels good, we can start to roll that neck all the way around. We so often hold on to tension in our jaw, our necks, our shoulders when we're feeling stressed. So just releasing this before we start class can feel great. And then just rolling that neck the other way. We're going to bring our hands to our shoulders and we're going to roll the shoulders forward, nice wide circles. And backwards. And then we're just going to come into a gentle twist. So if you are in the first half of your cycle, we're going to come into a closed twist. So we're going to bring our left hand over to our right knee. We're going to take our right hand behind us. If you're in that second half of your cycle post-ovulation, we're going to bring our our left hand to our left knee, taking our right hand behind us. So we're going to inhale up nice and tall. As we exhale, we're going to look over the shoulder. Nice gentle twist of the spine. And using the breath to guide you into this as you inhale, try to sit up a little taller. As you exhale, take your gaze over that right shoulder a little further. We're inhaling to the center and we're taking it over to the other side on the exhale. So we either have our right hand on our left knee for a closed twist or our right hand on our right knee for an open twist. We're inhaling to the center. We're going to take our legs out wide now. Sorry, it's moving my papers. So take our legs out nice and wide. We want our toes pointing up to the ceiling. We want to be sitting up nice and tall. We're going to work now on starting to energize our sacral chakra. So our sacral chakra, the chakra based in our abdomen, the chakra that relates to our reproductive organs and our pelvic health, menstrual health. So we're just going to start awakening that chakra as well as releasing tension from the hips and the pelvis and starting to loosen those hips up a little bit. So we're going to come into a pose called grinding the mill. Now, if you do suffer with back pain or if you have high blood pressure, then we're just going to stay seated in this position rather than coming into grinding the mill. So you're still getting a lovely stretch through the legs here. But for everybody else, we're going to clasp our hands together. We're going to take a nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to start coming forwards. Inhaling back, exhaling forwards, circling from the hips, using the hands to guide you. So working with the breath here as well. Inhaling back, exhaling forwards. And just going at your own pace, working with the breath. We're going to pause, take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to start circling in the opposite direction. We'll do 2 more. And then just coming back to your upright position. From here, we're going to come into an all fours position. So you may, if you feel like you need a little bit of extra cushioning, maybe under your knees or under your hands to support the knees or support the wrists, and just placing a flat blanket under the knees or under the wrists. And we're coming into that all four position. So our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. Our fingers are spread out and we're pushing into our fingertips. We're going to come into some cat-cow. So from our flat back, we're going to take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to push into the hands, round the spine to the ceiling, gaze to the knees. Inhaling, our gaze comes ahead, we're dipping the back and belly to the floor. Exhaling, we're pushing into the hands and rounding up once more. Inhaling, gaze ahead. And just following your own breath here, doing this in your own time, your own rhythm. Just really starting to warm up that spine, that back, releasing tension from the area. Carrying on with your cat-cows for a few more. Keep going with those cat-cows. We'll do 3 more. Coming back to your flat back. And then from here, we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to walk our hands back. And we're going to bring ourselves up into a standing position. So tonight, sorry, let me just adjust this slightly so my head's not being cut off. The joys of technology, hey? So, we're going to run through our moon salutes. So for those of you that have done fertility yoga before, I'm sure you've done these with Annie. Our moon salutes are great for bringing blood, fresh blood into the pelvic region, for stimulating that pelvic area and reproductive organs. Also nice and calming too. We're going to run through them quite slowly this evening. So just allowing you to take your time with these, to settle into the postures, and just to take it a little bit slower this evening. So we're going to start in our mountain pose, our Tadasana. So our feet are about hip width apart. Our feet are rooting into the floor. Our leg muscles are engaged. We're standing up nice and tall. We allow the shoulders to roll down the back, hands by our side, gaze ahead. Nice and strong. We'll take a couple of breaths here in mountain. And then we're going to inhale our arms up. As we exhale, we're going to hinge forward into a forward fold. If your hands don't reach the floor, that's fine. You can bring them to your shins, just allowing the head to hang down. You can bring some movement into this. If the backs of your legs are feeling a little bit stiff, we can just alternate bending those knees. As the legs are still warming up, we've only really just got started. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale, sit down into our chair. We're going to inhale up once more. We're going to exhale down into that forward fold again. Now from our forward fold, we're going to step back into a low lunge. So we're going to bend our knees. We're going to bring our hands to the floor. We're going to take a big step back with the right leg. Drop the knee to the floor. Inhale those arms up. If you want a little bit more of a stretch through the hip, you can just shuffle that right knee back slightly. We're going to bring our hands down to the floor. Now, most of us are going to step back into a downward dog. As I mentioned earlier, if you are in the second half of your cycle, or if you're having a period at the moment, then you're going to step back into a child's pose instead. So child's pose, we're just taking that front leg back, we're just coming down into a child's pose. Downward dog, we're stepping that left leg back. We're pushing into those hands, the hips are nice and high. We can walk the dog here, so we can alternate tapping the heels to the floor. And then we're going to bring the knees down. We're going to take our knees out as wide as we need to so that we can push our bottom back, and we're going to settle down into a child's pose. We're having a breath here. And then from here, we're inhaling, we're rising up. We're going to tuck our toes under, and we're going to come to sit down onto our heels. This is quite a strong stretch through the feet. We're really great for revitalizing and re-energizing the feet. So if this is too painful and doesn't feel great, then just placing your feet flat on the floor instead. From here, we're coming down into another child's pose. Now again, if you're in the second half of your cycle, we're going to stay in child's pose. Otherwise, we're coming up to our all fours, tucking our toes under and pushing ourselves up into downward dog once more. Okay, so wherever you are now, whether that's child's pose or whether that's down dog, we're going to bring our right leg forwards between our hands. We're going to step it forwards. You can step it forwards in a couple of steps. You can use your hand to help you bring it forwards. We're dropping that back knee down. We're inhaling up for low lunge. We're exhaling down. We're picking the back knee up, stepping it forwards, back into that forward fold. So knees are nice and soft in the forward fold. If you struggle with back pain, then actually bending your knees here to protect your back. We're inhaling the arms up. We're exhaling down to our chair. We're inhaling up. We're exhaling down, forward fold. And then we're bringing the arms out to the side. We're rising up nice and slowly. Hands together. Exhale down to prayer. Well done, everybody. First moon salute done. So we've got 2 more of those to do. So once more, we're coming to the top of the mat. We're starting with those feet just about hip width or maybe slightly narrower in our Tadasana pose. We're inhaling the arms up. We're exhaling into that forward fold. Remembering the hands don't have to touch the floor, they can rest on the shins, that's absolutely fine. We're bringing the arms out to the side, rising up on the inhale, down to chair on the exhale. We're inhaling up, we're coming down once more, forward fold. We're bending the knees, hands to the floor, stepping back with the right leg, that low lunge, dropping that right knee to the floor, inhaling up. Lovely stretch through the hips here. Releasing the hands to the floor, we're stepping that front leg back, either into child's pose or down the dog. Walking the dog if your calves and hamstrings are still feeling a little bit tight. Nice deep breaths here. Then coming down onto our knees, bringing our bottom towards our heels for a child's pose. We're inhaling up from our child's pose, tucking the toes under, coming to sit on those heels if we can. Hands back down for child's pose. Either staying in child's pose or coming up to all fours, tucking the toes under and downward dog. We're taking the right leg between the hands. We can do this in a couple of steps. We can use the hand to help us if we need. Left knee drops down. Inhale up for low lunge. Exhale down. Back toes tuck under. Knee lifts up. Stepping forward into forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up nice and slowly. Exhale, prayer. Great. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more warmed up, a little bit energized now. And we're going to come into the last moon salutation in just a second. So just remember to rest whenever you need to rest. Don't even necessarily have to come into a child's pose. You can just have a drink of water. You can just have a sit down, whatever it is you need to do. Okay, so last moon salute. We're inhaling those arms up. We're exhaling forward fold. We're bringing the arms to the side, inhaling up, exhaling chair. We're inhaling up, exhaling forward fold once more. We're bending the knees, bringing the hands to the floor and stepping back with the right leg, dropping the knee. Inhaling up for our low lunge. Exhaling the hands down. Front leg steps back to downward dog or child's pose. Coming down onto our knees. Everyone coming to child's pose. Inhaling, we're rising up, tucking the toes under if we wish. Exhaling down, lovely soul stretch. Hands are coming forward again. Last child's pose. If you're coming to downward dog, onto your all fours, tucking your toes under, pushing those hips up to downward dog. Wherever you are, we're stepping the right leg forward, dropping the back knee down, low lunge. Exhaling the hands down, back toes tuck under, knee lifts up, step forward, forward fold. Arms out to the side, inhale up, exhale chair. Inhale out, forward fold, last time. Arms out to the side, rising up nice and slowly. Exhale, prayer. Well done, everybody. Okay, I can put my glasses on back on now that we have stopped doing the forward folds. I normally have contact lenses for yoga, but they have run out, so I've got to wear my glasses and they continuously fall off my face, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to come into our tree pose. So again, we're coming to the top of our mat, if we're using one. Before we come into our tree pose, we just want to sort of help find the centre of the body. We want to help the feet settle into the floor to prepare for our tree pose. So we're going to just rock forwards, backwards, side to side. Forwards, backwards, side to side. Then we're going to come to the centre. We're going to pick our toes up off of the floor, and as we lay them down, we're going to spread them out a little bit wider. We're going to bring our weight into our left leg, making our left leg nice and strong. We're going to find a gaze point to help us with our balance. So a spot on the floor in front of you, something that's not moving. And then when we've done all of those things and we're feeling ready, we're going to inhale that foot up to the calf. Hand coming to prayer. You can also bring your foot up onto the thigh if you prefer. Just never over the knee. If you wish, you can raise those arms up above your head. So tree pose, just great for our focus, our concentration, lovely and calming. One more breath here. And then we're releasing that leg, we're shaking it out. Releasing the hands. We're going to step straight back into our warrior two. So we're going to take a nice big wide step back with the right leg. The right foot is parallel with the back of your mat if you're using one. Arms are coming to shoulder height. We're going to bend that front leg. So back leg's nice and straight, front leg's bent. Arms are strong. Feel as though being pulled from either hand, lifted up from the top of the head. Legs are strong, so we're engaging those leg muscles. We're going to have a couple of breaths here in our warrior two. And then we're going to windmill our arms down. So we're going to windmill our arms down. We're going to bring the left hand to the floor if we can. The right arm is up above us, the gaze is up. If that's too much, if you can't get that left hand to the floor, you can always bring it to rest on your thigh. You can bring the top arm up and over here. One more breath. And then we're going to inhale, rise up. We're going to step that leg forward and shake the legs out. We're going to come to that on the opposite side this time. So we're going to come into our tree once more. So we're going to bring our weight this time into our right leg. We're going to find our gaze point, our drishti, to help with our balance. And when we're feeling ready, we're going to pick that foot up onto the calf or the thigh. Hands can be in prayer. If you struggle with your balance, you can always use the wall for a little bit of support here. Just resting one hand on the wall. One more breath. And then we're releasing that foot. We're releasing the hands. We are coming straight into a warrior two. So taking a nice big wide step back with the left leg this time. The foot parallel with the back of the mat. Arms to shoulder height, bending that front knee. So taking care that the knee is over the ankle, that it's not too far forwards. Nice and strong leg muscles, sitting up nice and tall, nice strong arms, gaze towards those middle fingers. A couple of breaths here, feeling nice and strong and powerful. We're going to windmill those arms, so we're going to bring the right arm down this time. Left arm up in the air for our side angle. If that's too much of a stretch for us, we can rest the arm on the leg instead. One more breath here. And then we're inhaling, rising up. We're stepping those legs in and we're giving them a nice shake. Well done, everyone. Okay, so we're going to take our feet out nice and wide. We're going to turn our toes out to the side and we're going to come into our malasana, our deep yoga squat. So this one is really, really great for really stretching out those hips, opening up the pelvis, really stimulating the whole pelvic region. So we're going to bring our hands to prayer, and as we exhale, we're going to see if we can sink down. You might need to adjust your feet a little bit, bringing them closer or further apart. Seeing if we can come all the way down. The aim is to have your feet flat on the floor, but if that is difficult and you're on the balls of your feet, that's okay. Maybe try taking your feet out a little bit wider, and it could help with that. And again, if you are up on the balls of the feet, you could always bring a cushion underneath the heels just to help with that. So if you are down in your malasana, we just have our hands in prayer. We're using our arms to ever so gently push out on those legs, activating our pelvic floor here, which is great. We're strengthening that. And also this is a real deep hip opener. And hip openers are a fantastic emotional release. We store lots and lots of tension and stress and negative emotions and feelings in our pelvis. So by opening the pelvis up wide, we're helping to release those emotions, release those feelings. We're going to hold it for a couple more breaths. If at any point you feel you need to come out of the posture, just walking your hands forward, bringing yourself into an all fours position, and then coming to sit on your bottom, which is where we're coming to next. Okay, so from here, we're walking our hands forward, we're coming onto our knees, and then we're going to bring ourselves onto our bottom. So once more, you might want to have that cushion handy, so that you can just pop your bottom onto the edge of your cushion, helping you to sit more comfortably. And we're going to take our legs out nice and wide. So we've got our legs out nice and wide, our toes are pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to come into a nice wide leg forward fold. So we're going to inhale our arms up. As we exhale, we're coming forwards. Hands can rest on the floor in front of you, or maybe they're resting on your legs or on your feet. But just allowing those shoulders to drop down away from the ears, keeping your chest nice and open. We'll just take a few breaths here. You can use the breath to help you here. So as you inhale, see if you can lengthen that spine. As you exhale, see if you can drop down a little lower. One more lovely deep breath. And then we're rising up nice and slowly. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together for our Baddha Konasana. So we're bringing the soles of our feet together. We're bringing our feet closer towards our body. We can bring our hands underneath our feet or onto our shins. And we're just going to stay here for 2 or 3 breaths, just enjoying this lovely deep stretch. If you want to deepen the stretch a little bit more, you can hinge slightly forwards from the hips, and you'll feel that deepening through the thighs, through the body. So our hips, lots of lovely hip work tonight, so the hips should be feeling nice and flexible and stretched out. And then we're inhaling, rising up. Okay, so our last pose this evening before we finish is a lovely restorative poses. Restorative poses, super important in any yoga, but particularly fertility yoga, because they really do aid that relaxation response. Really important that we give our muscles the chance to just totally relax in a lovely supported way. So we're coming into our reclining bound angle. So I'm just going to show you a couple of different ways that you can set this up to support yourself a little bit more. So if you do have your cushions handy, your blanket handy, if you have a bolster or a strap, great. If not, don't worry. So if you've got a bolster, you can bring it behind you. Or if you've got a pillow, you could use a pillow, or even you could use a couple of cushions here to support behind you. You may want to have a cushion underneath each knee to support your knees. And we're bringing the soles of those feet together. We're going to allow ourselves to lean back. If you haven't got any of these things and you're just laying on the floor without a cushion or a bolster or anything, that's absolutely fine. It's still a restorative pose. We've got our arms laying by our side, palms facing up to the ceiling. If anybody has a yoga strap, you might want to use your yoga strap here to help you just relax those legs even further, bringing the strap around your back, fastening the strap, and then hooking the strap over the feet. And that's going to help you support your legs here. So as I said, if you don't have any of these things, that's fine. You can just lie on your mat or the floor, just having the soles of your feet together. You might want to take your feet a little bit further away from the body just to relax those legs a little bit more. And we're going to hold this pose for 2 or 3 minutes, just so that we can really settle into this pose and we can really relax into the pose. So just allowing your eyes to close, making sure that you're nice and comfortable, making any adjustments that you need to be nice and cozy and comfy. And just focusing on your breath while you're in this pose. So just a nice steady breath in through the nose, out through the nose. And taking this opportunity now, while you're laying here in your reclining bound angle, to check in with yourself once more. So at the start of the class, you checked in with your body, you noticed any particular areas of tension, tightness, or discomfort. So check in again now with yourself and seeing if you've managed to just work those areas out a little bit, if they're feeling a little less tight, a little less tense. Just check in with your body once more. Allowing your mind to try and relax. It can be really hard, can't it? As soon as we lay down and we stop doing things, our mind can start to wander and start going a little bit crazy. Just allow any thoughts that enter your mind, don't focus on them, just allow them to blow away out of your mind, like clouds blowing across the sky. Not paying any particular attention to any particular thought, just allowing them to blow away. If you find it hard to calm the mind, if you find yourself thinking about everything when you're laying down, then counting can be a really good way to help with this. So counting your breath, maybe in for 4 and out for 8, or in for 3 and out for 6. This can help you to calm your mind as well as aid your relaxation breath. Okay, so we're going to come into our Shavasana now, our relaxation. It's up to you if you'd like to stay here in this reclining bound angle. If you're finding it really comfortable and relaxing, then please feel free to stay here. Otherwise, coming into your Shavasana position, or any position that you find comfortable at the end of class. Traditional Shavasana, you'll be lying on the back. You will have your legs about as wide as your mat, your feet flopping out to the side. Really importantly, you're comfortable here, so maybe placing a cushion underneath your head and underneath your knees as well, and making sure that you're really warm and cozy. So if you have a blanket, grabbing a blanket, popping it over you, to make sure that you're lovely and warm and comfy and cozy. So just taking a moment to settle yourself in to that Shavasana. Dimming the lights, If you wish to dim the lights, and then at the end of the meditation, when we're finished, I shall leave you in your relaxation to hopefully enjoy the peace and calm for a little bit longer. But thank you for joining me this evening. It was really, really lovely to do this for you at the Fertility Network. I hope that you found it beneficial. Okay, so once you're in your Shavasana or you're in your reclining bound angle and you're nice and comfortable, just bringing your focus back to your breath. So we're going to take 2 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're really going to sigh that exhalation out. Just let go of any stress or tension that may still be remaining in your body. Another big inhale. And again, sighing that exhale out. Then allowing your breath to come back to that lovely, steady breath. Allowing the breath to be natural, not forcing it at all. In through the nose, out through the nose. Giving yourself permission this evening to just really relax and let go. You deserve this time for you. Just spend a little bit of time focusing on yourself. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, no one to be. Just enjoying this time for you. And using that to help bring you into deeper relaxation. So every time that you inhale, calm, relaxation, peace. Every time that you exhale, allow yourself to blow away any feelings that you no longer want to hold on to. Any feelings of exhaustion, stress, anxiety, any discomfort that you may be experiencing at this time, just blowing it all away on your breath. And then on your inhale, replacing those feelings with feelings of calm, relaxation. Now imagining within your body, you have a brilliant ball of magical light and energy. This ball can be any colour, maybe a colour that you find calming and relaxing. And as this ball of light moves over your body, it's going to instantly release and relax that part of you. So starting at the crown of your head, the ball of light allows all tension and worries to just float away from the top of your head. Float away into the air. No longer a part of you. The ball of light works now into your face. You may find your eyes close a little more deeply, your jaw relaxing, your tongue relaxing. Any little lines in and around your face just melt away. This wonderful ball of energy runs down your neck and across your shoulders, which totally release and let go. Your shoulders sinking further into the floor. It runs down each of your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arm, the palms of your hands and your fingers. Those fingers tingling with relaxation. The magical ball of energy and light now works into your chest, and you notice how much easier your breathing becomes. And then down into your abdomen, which gently rises and falls with the breath. This ball of wonderful light and energy runs down your spine, releasing your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Any little aches and pains there just melting away, into the floor beneath you. This ball of energy now working into your hips and your pelvis, allowing all tension there to melt away, soothe away, drain away. It then runs down each of your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins, the heel of your foot, the top of your foot, the sole of your foot, your ankle and your toes, all relaxed, all loose. Your legs feeling heavy and sinking further into the floor. Your whole body feeling comfortable and relaxed and warm and heavy. A wave of relaxation spreading from the tip of your toes to the top of your head, engulfing your body in a warm, safe, loving cocoon of relaxation. Taking a moment here to just enjoy this calm, peaceful, tranquil feeling. Giving yourself permission to double your relaxation so that you're going twice as deeply into comfortable, peace-filled rest. Now, I'm going to bring our attention to your abdomen. Your abdomen, the area of that sacral chakra. So just bringing your attention to your abdomen and imagining that there is a little orange light swirling around your sacral chakra. Bring attention to your breathing, allowing yourself to breathe in relaxation, breathe out tension. Next time that you inhale, vision yourself breathing in orange light, breathing that orange light down into your abdomen, down to that sacral chakra. And watching as that orange light begins to glow a little brighter and begins to spread out a little further. With every breath that you take in, imagine yourself pulling in more fresh orange light, allowing this orange light to fill your sacral chakra and your abdomen. Feeling that orange light spread out further and further across your body. Breathing in orange light, breathing out tension. Breathing in orange light, breathing out tension. Let the orange light begin to fill you as it spreads down to your toes and up to your chest, spreading out into your whole body, energizing all other chakras of your body. Feel the orange light gently glowing as it gently spins and begins to envelop you. This orange light brings you a sense of happiness fulfillment. It helps you to remove blocks and toxins from your chakra. Breathing in joy, breathing out tension. Breathing in joy, breathing out tension. Just enjoy basking in this orange glow, this orange light. Bring your attention back to your abdomen, to the orange light of the sacral chakra, and visualize it getting smaller and smaller until it's around the size of a fairy light. Repeating in your mind, my sacral chakra is working perfectly. My sacral chakra is working perfectly. And noticing how your body feels now, feeling more relaxed and fulfilled and energized from the orange light of the sacral chakra. Enjoying this feeling of calm and peace as you lie here in relaxation with me. And this is where I'm going to leave you this evening, enjoying this peace and calm for a little while longer.